All right. Today, I'm going to talk about growing older. And the question is, are you cultivating or coasting spiritually? Growing older, not just in age, but in spirit and soul. So, growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker physically or spiritually, but it does mean one thing: you've got to train to maintain. I recently heard a fitness coach say that you've got to train to maintain. Of course, he was talking about aging physically, how your body changes after a certain age and like each decade, and the goal isn't to hit personal bests or to break records anymore. The goal is to stay strong, to stay flexible, to stay mobile, to maintain what you've built and keep yourself useful and productive in life for those around you, for your community, for your church, for those you love. But I immediately thought of the spiritual life, of course. Aging in faith isn't a lot different than aging physically. You've got to train to maintain. See, when you're young in the faith, on fire, full of fresh revelation, it feels like growth just happens. Every worship service seems to be an encounter. Every scripture seems to like go wow, and you just feel alive when you read it. And every prayer seems to bear fruit. But somewhere along the way, if we're not intentional, we settle in to comfortable. We settle into safety. We live off of yesterday's spiritual strength and excitement, and slowly, quietly, our agility in the spirit diminishes. Our hearing dulls. Our responsiveness to the spirit's nudges fades. Just like in the physical life, if you stop training spiritually, you start losing ground. The Apostle Paul told Timothy, train yourself to be godly, for physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things. I want to take specific notice of that word train. Don't attend church, don't dabble in scripture, not go when you feel like it, train. Now, the Greek word for train is, and I'm going to try to get this right, gymnazo, Gymnazo. I sound like an Italian mafia guy trying to say gymnazo. I think it's gymnazo. All right. So, yes, in our word gymnasium comes directly from this Greek word. And so, Paul's audience would have immediately gotten the picture of disciplined, intentional, and regular training, not just casual effort. My next video, I'm going to give you 10 casual statements I often hear from Christians that reveal that they're not training in this intentional way around godliness. I've got 10 of those. I'm going to give those to you later on. I don't know if it's going to be the next video I do or the one after that, but we'll look at that. I'll let you know. So here's the thing. If you want to remain sharp, flexible, and useful in your later years, like I'm 63 and I want to remain sharp, flexible, and useful. I don't know anybody who doesn't want to remain sharp, flexible, strong, useful to God and others in their later years. You've got to train to maintain. You've got to keep feeding on the word. You've got to keep practicing listening types of prayer. You've got to keep moving in the gifts of the Spirit. Super important. You've got to keep pursuing fresh encounters with Jesus. Keep surrounding yourself with people who stretch your faith. Aging in the Spirit is not about coasting. It's about cultivating. You're cultivating a life where the seeds of Jesus can bear good fruit. You may not sprint like you once did. You may not like leap over a mountain like you once did. You may not bench press more than your body weight like you once did, but you can walk in a depth, a steadiness, and a richness that the young can't even know yet. All right, my friends, this week, remember to train to maintain. All right, God bless you.